Почитувани, добар ден. Го следите неделното интервју на Радио Слободна Европа. Наш денешен гостин е еврокомесарот за проширување, господинот Штефан Филе. Господине Филе, најавивте дека отворено ќе разговарате за прв пат со владините коалиционери за прашањето околу добрососедските односи. Кои елементи се вклучени конкретно во ова прашање?
I think number one, it is important that there are no distinctions. All neighbors are important to the candidate countries, to the country which wants to join the European Union. In the case of the relationship with Greece, I think it is obvious. It is the name issue which needs to be addressed and solved. In addition to the relationship with Greece, what I'm hearing more and more is about the relationship and the complexity of the relationship with Bulgaria. I'm hearing a number of the statements from the Bulgarian representatives which are sort of addressing the issue of the bilateral relationship in Sofia and Skopje. This needs to be taken care of. It needs to be steered by politicians from both sides. Politicians on both sides have their responsibility. Again, the point is the road to the European Union, it goes through the good neighborhood relationship. You want to become a good member state, and the only possible way is at the same time to become a good neighbor.
Во изминатиот период во дел од медиумите се појави информација дека постои можност Македонија во декември да добие датум за преговори, при што затварањето на прашањето за името не би било услов за старт на преговорите, туку за нивно финиширање. Знаеме дека одлуката која што треба да биде донесена во декември е политичка одлука. Дали постои реална можност за ваква нешто?
Number one, I know that the possibility to keep or to leave the difficult issues until the very end of the process is not realistic. To believe that we'll go ahead and when everything is being done, we will then start addressing the name issue in a belief that it will be easier. That's a very dangerous concept. It will not work. Everything next is up to the member states. I don't want to prejudge what's going to happen in December. I would caution the expectations here. The member states are very clear on how they what is the position on the name issue and what needs to be done. We have not done yet the first steps. We have not yet adopted an enlargement progress report with important recommendation there. I expect the member states then in December to act on it. I hope very much that they will take into account also those positive elements which are being brought by the high-level accession dialogue. But again, it would be naive to believe that all of that could happen and the positive decisions could be made parking the name issue somewhere in the deserted parking slot and revisiting only at the end of this long road.
Владината криза наведом стивна. Спомнавте дека дојдовте загрижен заради политичката состојба со оглед на тоа што партиите се водат на основа на етничко ривалство, а тоа не води никаде. Се уште се отворени можностите за да се изведат оваа година и предвремени парламентарни избори. Како сето ова ќе влијае врз евроинтегративниот процес?
First, I have come with the clear pledge to political parties and the coalition partners, in particular, of course, to do everything possible for the sake of the stability of the country, to do everything possible that the conditions for making the best use of the potential offered through the high-level accession dialogue could be used. Because if the decision is indeed to go for early elections, I'm afraid that momentum is going to be lost, and who knows how much time could be lost. So I'm not the one, to judge the situation whether it now looks sort of more in favor of early elections or not. This is not up to me. But I'm definitely the one who is clearly interested in government working hard and coalition partners working in such a way that they trust each other, there is a transparency, predictability, and that they capitalize, as I said, on the high-level accession dialogue, and not because it's good for them, but because it's good for the country, and it's good for the Macedonian citizens.
Голем дел од задачите во патоказот се технички, како измени на закони и донесување на нови закони. Што гарантира дека токму овој пат законите ќе бидат спроведени, со оглед на тоа што една од честите забелешки на Европската комисија е дека законите во земјава не се спроведуваат или селективно се спроведуваат.
And this is an extremely important issue, which we have underlined today. I made that point in Parliament, and we have stressed that in talking to the government in the framework of this third high-level accession dialogue. We have come out with new approach to the accession negotiations. We have come out with the approach which much more is focused on the track record rather than on ticking the boxes, whether the specific law has been adopted or institution established. I feel the need in laws being converted or being implemented on, because this is where the citizens feel the impact of the new legislation being approved, new institutions being established. So while we have adopted this new strategic approach within the accession negotiations, we will apply that new strategy also in our high-level accession dialogue. So if you look at our track mechanism or assessment of the high-level accession dialogue, we always making a difference between adopting, establishing, fine, it's a good start. But what we need also is to have a reliable track record of that issue actually working to the benefit of Macedonians.
Со оглед на тоа што 75% од задачите се исполнети, дали може се заклучи дека сега Македонија е подобрена во однос на прашањата на владење на правото, слободен говор, почитување на човекови права, имајќи ги в предвид и извештаите кои што доаѓаат од меѓународни организации како што Amnesty International, потоа State Department од Transparency International, дека состојбите во Македонија се загрижувачки.
I think we're definitely better off compared to this situation or eventuality if you do not have the high-level accession dialogue process. Okay, but again, the real progress could be achieved not through this kind of arrangements, but through the accession negotiation, where we do not have just 5 fields and 15 targets and limited set of conditionalities, but through the accession process, where we have 35 chapters, much more comprehensive agenda dealing with all the relevant issues, and each of those chapters offering a number of very important conditionalities, helping whatever the government is there to focus on the priorities for the EU integration, the priorities for the sake of its own people. That is why it is so important that the conditions are being created for that door finally, gets opened and your country becoming a part of that process.
Ви благодарам за разговорот.
Thank you.
Вам почитувани, ви благодарам што го следевте неделното интервју на Радио Слободна Европа. Пријатно.